Welcome to another episode of Times Square Kung Fu. I am your host, Frankie Balboa, aka the Shogun Supreme, man. I'm here with my main man from Connecticut, man. Say your name, Frank.
I'm Peter, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released Enter the Dragon 4K disc.
So, as Peter said, we're going to be taking a look at the 4K release from Warner Brothers Enter the Dragon. This is our HDR10 release. It's not HDR10 Plus, right?
No, just HDR10.
It's HDR10, and we're going to compare it with the Criterion Enter the Dragon release, which, again, when it came out 3 years ago, that was the version to see the best version Enter the Dragon. I mean, do you repeat?
Yeah. I mean, the 40th anniversary WV disc was pretty good. The very original Blu-ray release was not. That was just a bad upscale of the DVD. But as far as presentation of this movie goes, the Criterion was aces back when it came out.
Like, when this thing got announced, I remember me and you were speaking about it on Twitter when Arrow announced their box set. And Warner Brothers did the most grimiest thing. We're not going to give it to you. We're doing our own thing.
Yeah,
You know?
that's just unfortunate. You'd think, I don't know how Arrow even got a disc of Enter the Dragon in there, but WB just couldn't give them the 4K.
Right, but we had a feeling like this was going to look beautiful. I mean, we had a feeling. But when we finally got our copies in, we were like, I mean, you sold first to me, so tell them what you told me when you first saw this release.
My friend and I had sat down to watch it. He was very scared because WB has like, their track record with UHD releases has been hit and miss. But when we popped it on, we were like, the colors are like flying off the screen practically if you got a really good display, and just like the fine grain. At times it's a little heavy, but it really looks like you're watching the film reel. It is just a very impressive presentation of the movie.
Right. I remember when I finally saw it because I have the iTunes release, and thanks to Pete who hooked me up with the physical copy, and I got to see it. Once I saw the opening with the yellow uniforms and everything, I haven't even seen the Criterion version in a while. I already knew instantly, yeah, this thing looks good. And when they're sweating and all that, I'm like, skin tones, it was insane. Like it instantly popped out how sharp this film is.
Yeah, that
Like,
was similar
it's
to the
ridiculous.
Arrow releases too. I noticed Bruce Lee's sweat really comes through in this 4K restoration.
Yeah, the sweat is, out of all the things that Asia took advantage of in this film, it took advantage of that damn sweat. It is ridiculous. Like, it's glistening. It feels like the movie Legend when then that fairy tale, place.
Yeah, I know exactly
I'm
what
like,
you mean.
wow.
Oh man.
But we're gonna get into these pictures quick. But before we get into these pictures quick, I want to get this out of the way because I got to experience this yesterday, and your friend got to experience this, and that is that Atmos track.
Yeah,
I mean, tell me what you told me because I had to run right away to my neighbor's crib and hear this.
yeah. So my friend had it popped on. He's got his ridiculous sound set up like a Marantz receiver, freaking Bowers and Wilkins speakers and stuff. He was like, "Holy crap! This Atmos track is ridiculous." When they're in the tournament fighting and everyone's clapping and stuff, he's like, "I feel like I'm in the audience," and just the use of bass for punches and kicks and stuff. It's way more active than you would think for a movie of this age. I personally sampled
Yeah.
the mono track, and it's like a reconstructed mono using some of Bruce Lee's interviews and whatever to restore audio that he never actually recorded. And even
I remember
that,
you told me that.
yeah. There's the beginning speech where he's talking to Roy Chow, and when that footage finally came to America, Bruce Lee was long since dead. So they tracked down Roy Chow, got him to record something, and they used a Bruce Lee stand-in. But for this specific release, they tracked down Bruce Lee interviews and got as much dialogue as they could that he said, because a lot of his speech in this movie is just stuff he had told interviewers.
Right, because the thing is, when you told me that, I was like, remember, I only had digital release, so I didn't pick it up. I was just so excited to see the picture quality. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of effort because you told me, I don't know if you saw a YouTube video, you read, what Warner Brothers did to make this restoration happen, and you told me some amazing things that they went through to put this together on HDR.
Yeah. It's a brand new scan from the original camera negatives, so that explains why it just looks so ridiculously pristine.
I mean, yeah, but back to the sound. When I finally got to experience this, yeah, the music took me off guard. How it was just ambient. And then when Bruce Lee is like a famous scene where he stomps a homeboy, yo, that bass and the slow motion is nuts. And when he kicks, we know the famous kick when he kicks the dog, because it wasn't him. When he kicks the hell out of that dog, yeah, you feel that whoosh. You
Yeah,
feel that whoosh, man.
it's a astounding. Even if you don't listen to the Atmos one and you pick the mono, I mean, it's just fantastic.
Right, they definitely killed it, man. But again, people came here for one thing only, besides hearing that. Yeah, I mean, they love our voices. I mean, who doesn't? But, and that is the comparison with the Criterion release and the Warner Brothers release, man. Let's get to it. There you guys have it. I hope you found the video informative because it was very fun for me and Pete to put this video together because I didn't sleep watching this film four. I saw it 4 times already. 4 times. Pete saw it 12, but nah. But yeah, just to again keep in mind that this you guys to give you guys an idea how this looks when you actually put an HDR display because the methods we use to take screen caps and tone maps. You know what I mean? Because Windows limitation on HDR, like it's weird. It's still weird. And on top of that, we didn't mention this, Peter. You know what I'm gonna mention. If you guys have the digital code, do not give it away. Why you wouldn't give that away? Why you shouldn't, Peter? Let them know. Because I'm gonna duck.
For some bizarre reason, like as we said, the disc is only HDR10. If you redeem that code on iTunes, you get the Dolby Vision version.
Tell them the difference.
It's very slight, but there's a few scenes where you can see on the HDR10 disc that there's colors that are a little overblown. Specifically, there's one where Han's talking in the courtyard, and on about this portion of his head, it's just like white. But in the Dolby Vision, it's like a perfect separation of his black hair and skin.
Right, if we were able to take screen caps, then we would have done it. And my friend knows how to capture 4K from iTunes, but it's not happening because on iTunes, like I was telling Peter, people are not aware that on your computer, you're only allowed to download 1080p for the time being. You cannot download 4K, some weird thing between Apple and the studios. Like they don't allow it, and Apple's excuse, not enough room in our phones and tablets. I love you, Apple, but come on. But yeah, do not give away that digital code because it looks very amazing on iTunes as well. I mean, it's a little soft because me and Peter, we see these things. It looks really good, but Dolby Vision.
Yeah, the Dolby Vision color grading it's great.
It's great. And of course, on a physical disc, the audio is in a
Yeah,
Stand the fuck down.
that's no contest. The disc sounds
That's no
better.
contest. But guys, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And until the next one, peace.